Welcome back everybody to another one in my aviation history series, and this is going to be episode 38 on my history on the RCAF. Now in today's video we're going to be looking at the history of 435 Squadron. From its formation in World War II as a transport unit, it has been in almost continuous operation since then as a transport unit. And now before we go too far into the history of this unit, as always, my name is Sean and this is Sean's Aviation. 435 Squadron was formed on November 1st, 1944 as a transport unit at Gujarat, India, and due to a weird quirk in timing, it was the second transport unit formed in the CBI theater, the China-Burma-India theater, with 436 beating it by 2 months. It operated the Douglas Dakota Mark III and Mark IV, with the only noticeable difference between the two being better engines fitted to the Mark IV. It relocated to Tulahal, India on December 17th and remained here until the end of its time in theater. It flew its first mission on December 9th before it was even deemed operational, when it flew 35 sorties in support of 149 Squadron's emergency move to Imphal. Its first official mission was flown on December 20th when 16 Dakotas airlifted supplies to a rough forward airfield in support of the 14th Army, as well as air supply drops for the same. The rest of the war was spent flying personnel and material throughout the CBI theater in support of the 14th Army. As the terrain was rough and roads a rarity, air support was essential in the Allied advances in this theater of operations. With the Japanese surrender in August of 1945, the need for the unit in India came to an end, and starting on August 27th, the unit began to relocate to England. Now, as the departure was staggered, the last mission flown by 435 Squadron was on August 30th, when 4 Dakotas dropped supplies to British guerrilla fighters still in the field. Now, the first aircraft and personnel arrived at Down Ampney on August 29th, and all aircraft and personnel were on site by September 19th. The first mission flown from Down Ampney was flown on August 30th, the day after the first aircraft arrived on site, when 4 Dakotas flew 16 passengers and 8,557 pounds of supplies to various points in Europe. Now, interestingly, if you've been following those dates, the first mission that 435 Squadron flew in England on August 30th was the same date that its very last mission was flown in India, clearly showing how the return to Europe was staggered. Now, the last mission was flown on March 14th of 1946, when a single Dakota flew a special mission to Rennes, France. But what made that mission special was not known. It's only been recorded in the logbook as a, quote, special mission. Now, the unit was stood down on April 1st of 1946. During World War II, while in India, the unit flew 28,792 operational hours, over 15,681 sorties. It airlifted 27,460 tons of cargo, 14,000 passengers, and 851 wounded personnel. Now, the unit suffered 4 aircraft lost, with 2 crew killed, 14 missing, presumed dead, and 5 wounded. From England, it flew 4,803 hours, over 1,018 sorties, moving 383 tons of cargo, 63 tons of mail, and 9,293 passengers. It suffered 3 aircraft lost, 9 crew and 6 passengers killed, with 2 crew and 13 passengers injured. The unit was not disbanded long, and it was reactivated on August 1st of 1946 as a transport unit based at Edmonton, Alberta. It was assigned the squadron code BN and equipped with Dakotas. It was used as the main transport unit in Western Canada and took part in paratroop training at Rivers, Manitoba. In 1951, the unit was assigned a new squadron code, ET, and in September of 1952, the unit received their first C-119 boxcars and flew both types in various missions throughout the west coast of Canada. In September of 1955, the unit relocated to Namao, Alberta, just a few minutes north of their previous base in Edmonton. In 1960, the unit was re-equipped with the C-130B Hercules, and the unit retired the Dakotas and was the first RCAF unit to equip with the C-130. These early B models, of which the RCAF had 7, had a side cargo door that, due to technical issues, was later bolted shut, and in later models was not even installed. In June of 1965, the unit retired the C-119s, and from that point on, the unit flew exclusively the C-130. In 1966, the unit swapped their C-130Bs for the updated C-130E. And in 1973, the unit received the first C-130H, and the unit flew a mixed fleet until the CC-130Es were retired in 2016. In 1991, one of the unit's aircraft, operating as Box Top 22, crashed while on approach to CFS Alert during a snowstorm. Due to the bad weather, it took a number of days for rescuers to get to the wreckage. There were 5 fatalities and 13 survivors. This incident is very interesting, by the way. I might do a video on it a little later, and there was a really, really good book out there. I believe it's just called Box Top 22. I read it while I was in high school. This event was a very pivotal event in both Canadian military as well as search and rescue circles, and it is worth looking deeper if you are interested. In 1992, the unit received a number of CC-130Hs that were fitted for the air-to-air refueling with pods under the wings, and 435 Squadron is the only RCAF unit trained and tasked to perform this task with the CC-130. In 1994, with the closure of Nemail, the unit relocated to CFB Winnipeg, where it is currently located today. Now, over the years, the unit has taken part in a number of operations overseas, including Operation Southern Watch in Iraq, Operation Allied Force in Kosovo, and Operation Mobile during the 2011 Libyan Civil War, as well as Operation Noble Eagle domestically after the attacks on September 11th. It has also been instrumental in support missions after natural disasters, including after the 2010 Haiti earthquake. Now, recently, with the delay introduction of service of the CC-295 Kingfisher, 435 Squadron has had to move some aircraft and personnel from their home base out to CFB Comox to help bolster the search and rescue capabilities on the West Coast. Now, due to this move and the higher tempo of operations, 435 has had to temporarily put on hold their air-to-air refueling mission to focus solely on the SAR mission. Now, as those 295s come online and those 435 Squadron Hercs return to Winnipeg, the unit should bring back their air-to-air capability and return to helping support Canadian Forces missions at home and abroad, as well as being on call 24/7 for any search and rescue missions that may pop up. Now, on that note, I want to thank everybody for watching, and we'll see you all next time.